The Black Dog's Karmic Retribution. Dharma Talk by Venerable An Lạc Hạnh. I remember the story of Miss Deodat's family. Her father, who was the grandfather of these children, passed away because of a karmic consequence. Ironically, he was actually a compassionate man, yet he still had to bear the result of an action connected to another person's suffering. There was a young woman in the family, about the same age as Miss Deodat, who was believed to be possessed by an evil spirit. Her family sought help from a ritual master in Tun Phu. The master instructed them to find a black dog. He drew a talisman using the dog's blood and mixed it into water for the possessed woman to drink. Then the dog's meat was offered to the spirit. The spirit supposedly loved eating dog meat but hated black dogs. Why? Because, according to folk belief, black dogs can see ghosts and spirits. Since they can perceive the supernatural, evil spirits fear and despise them. That is why the spirit demanded the dog be sacrificed. The woman's illness disappeared after the ritual. More than 20 years later, however, Miss Deodat's father unexpectedly stumbled on a small step. It was only a minor injury, but his leg developed a severe infection that never healed, despite receiving treatment from many doctors, including his own daughter, who was a physician. His condition only worsened. For 2 years, he suffered unbearable pain. Every night, he had to keep his leg suspended because lowering it caused excruciating agony. Eventually, he passed away. Miss Deodat was a devoted Buddhist who faithfully supported Longthirn Temple. Out of filial devotion, she organized several Sangha offerings Tri-Tung dedicated to transferring merit to her late father. Hundreds of monks and nuns attended these ceremonies. Yet she never received any indication of whether her father had truly benefited. Later, she came to see me and asked, "Master, I have made many offerings for my father. Why don't I know whether he has been liberated?" I told her, "Bring me a photograph of your father. Tonight, during meditation, I will look for him." That evening, while meditating, I searched for his consciousness. To my surprise, I saw that his spirit had not departed. He was still lying on the family bed at home. Beneath the bed sat a black dog, staring at him without moving. The next day, I told Miss Deodat exactly what I had seen. She was shocked. "But my father died in the hospital, not at home," I replied. "I only describe what I saw during meditation." Then I asked her to verify 2 things with her mother. Had her father ever killed or eaten dog meat? Was he already unconscious before being taken to the hospital? Her mother later answered that he had never killed dogs or eaten dog meat. In fact, whenever anyone mistreated a dog, he would scold them severely. She also confirmed that he had already lost consciousness before leaving home for the hospital. I explained, if he had already become unconscious at home, then his consciousness could have separated there before his physical body died in the hospital. That explained why I had found him at home. But the mystery remained. Why was there a black dog watching him? I advised Ms. Deodat to sincerely recite the Medicine Buddha Sutra Bhaisha Jaguru Sutra for 49 consecutive days and dedicate the merit to her father. She faithfully carried out the practice. Before the 49 days ended, she returned and asked me whether her father's condition had improved. Again, I entered meditation. This time, I found that he could stand and walk. However, he was still suffering. I then advised her to organize a Sangha offering again. This time, there was no need for hundreds of monks. Around 20 sincere monastics would be enough. Coincidentally, during her father's memorial ceremony, the very woman who had once been possessed also attended. She noticed the 49 lamps prepared for the Medicine Buddha practice and asked why they had been arranged. Ms. Deodat explained that she had been instructed to recite the Medicine Buddha Sutra for her deceased father. The woman was surprised. People usually recite the Amitabha Sutra or the Kishtigarbha Sutra for the deceased. Why the Medicine Buddha Sutra? Ms. Deodat answered, Master explained that my father died from illness. Before one can be guided onward, the illness affecting the consciousness must first be healed. Just as a doctor treats the body before a patient can travel, Medicine Buddha heals suffering before liberation. Hearing this, the woman suddenly remembered something. Many years earlier, when she had supposedly been possessed, the ritual master had demanded a black dog. Her family could not find one. It was Mus, Deodat's father, who happened to be the village chief at the time, who helped persuade a neighbor to give them his black dog. The dog was then sacrificed during the ritual. Only then did everyone realize the cause. Although Mus, Deodat's father, never personally killed the dog, his involvement had indirectly led to its death. That karmic connection remained. The spirit of the black dog had stayed with him for years, eventually manifesting as suffering before his death. This story reminds us that karma is extraordinarily subtle. Even indirect participation in harmful actions can create karmic consequences. In Buddhism, transferring merit to the deceased is meaningful, but it is not merely a ritual. Its effectiveness depends on two essential conditions. First, the virtue and spiritual practice of the Sangha. Second, the sincere, heartfelt devotion of the living family members. If we believe that simply spending money on ceremonies is enough, liberation cannot truly be achieved. Only genuine compassion, repentance, faith, and wholesome merit can touch the higher realms and bring real benefit to those who have passed away.